Adam here from the Walzer Automotive Group. What I want to do today is compare a couple of vehicles. Now, next to me here we have the Mazda CX-5, and on the other side we have the Ford Bronco Sport. So we'll take a look at the interior, the exterior, and see which one might be the perfect SUV for you. Okay, so let's start with the Mazda CX-5. Now, this is going to be the 2.5 turbo in the premium package. Now, what that means, obviously this is the 2.5 liter turbocharged engine. You're going to be looking at about a combined 24 miles per gallon, and every Mazda CX-5 is going to come standard with all-wheel drive. There's also going to be a really cool vectoring system, so the drive and ride out on the open road is very sporty and it's very fun. Now, this one in the Soul Red Crystal Metallic looks great, and I love these 19-inch blacked out wheels, and there's a bunch of really cool colors for the 2024 lineup. Now, as far as usability goes, the CX-5 is going to be a 5-passenger vehicle, same as the Bronco Sport. Now, this one is going to get the power liftgate in the back, and if you do need a little bit of extra cargo space, the rear seats do fold down so you can haul a bunch of stuff or bring some people along, whichever one you're needing. So beyond that, this one does have the roof rack rails up above so you can run the crossbars. So if you're doing any outdoor stuff like kayaking, mountain biking, or going on those long cabin trips, this is going to be an excellent option for that. So again, this is the 2.5 turbo premium, but there is a ton of different trim levels, which gives you a lot of equipment inside. But before we hop in there, let's jump over to the Bronco Sport and we'll check that one out. Now, this is the Ford Bronco Sport, and this is going to be the Badlands trim. So this is kind of a mid-level, and it's great. I love all the equipment on the inside and the exterior styling. I think they've done a really good job with the new Bronco Sport. So this one may be a little more geared to the off-road when compared to the Mazda CX-5. It rides on these kind of titanium gray colored 17-inch wheels with a little bit more of an off-road aggressive tire. From there, this one, as far as rear cargo space is going to be concerned, it's very similar to the CX-5. Now, this one has the 2-liter EcoBoost, so that's going to get you a combined 23 miles per gallon. Again, 24 on the Mazda, 23 on the Bronco, very similar whether that's highway or city driving. So again, this one also has those roof racks up above, so you throw the crossbars up there, you can bring the boats, bring the bikes. Both vehicles are going to be great if you're loving the outdoors, or maybe you're just day-to-day bopping around, picking up the kids, running errands. These are both going to have 5-passenger seating. There's plenty of room in the back for car seats, and with both seats that do fold down flat, they both have a ton of usability. Now, one of the cool things about the Ford Bronco is that rear hatch. You can pop just the glass, or you can pop the whole door open, and there's little lights in there. So if you're doing any camping, it's a pretty cool option to have that. Let's hop back over to the Mazda CX-5 and we'll check out the interior. Okay, so now we're inside the CX-5. Again, this is the 2.5 premium, so there's a bunch of great equipment in here. What's the first thing we always have with us, right? Our phones. So this one is going to have wireless charging, and then we're also going to have Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. It's simple. You pair it up. You've got your Google Maps, your Spotify, all your outgoing calls, text messages. It makes it very easy and keeps your focus on the road ahead. One of the other cool things in this model is it also has the heads-up display. So that's going to just project onto the windshield. It's going to show you some pertinent information in there. And again, keeping your focus straight ahead versus kind of messing with the infotainment or some of the larger screens. They can be a little distracting. So I like this system in here. Now, it's going to be controlled through this knob down here, which makes it very simple. Once you get it figured out, it takes a little bit to kind of figure out which is left and right, but you've got your navigation and all your stuff through there. And again, there's going to be voice control. So on the steering wheel, you can click that little button, ask it to do things for you, and it makes it very simple. Now, I love the steering wheel in here. So this one is the black interior. It's got the red stitching that goes through the seats and onto the wheel. And then you have a center digital display in here. So you can kind of go through your different trip computers. It's going to show you your adaptive cruise control. So this one is going to have the radar cruise control. So when you're out on the highway, you pick kind of the distance you want to set. And then from there, it makes it very easy. So if you're doing a lot of highway driving, it keeps that distance to the vehicle in front of you. It will slow down and speed back up. It's a really cool system. And now some of the other safety features in here are going to be things like blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, pedestrian notification. There's a ton of stuff in here to make sure not only you, but your family is going to be safe when you're out on the open road. So these seats, like I mentioned, they have the red stitching and they are really, really comfortable. Plus, it's fall now and it's getting a little cooler. So we've got heated seats, and then you also are going to have the ventilated seats in here. Plus, you've also got the heated steering wheel. So that's one of my favorite features, and it kind of ties this whole package together, whether it's the Bose sound system, the sunroof up above, or the room you get in the back seat, the Mazda CX-5 is a great option for a mid-sized SUV. Let's hop back over to that Bronco Sport and we'll check out that interior. Okay, so now we're in the Bronco Sport, and again, this is the Badlamps trim, and it's really cool in here. There's kind of these yellow or gold accents that run throughout the seats, onto the doors and the dash. It really makes it feel very sporty in here. And again, there's a lot of outdoor focus when you're looking at the Bronco Sport. When you turn the vehicle on, there's kind of a little pebble trail that it follows, and there's a calm screen, which I like. So that's just gonna be kind of your base digital layout here. Then you can go through your trip computer, intelligent four-wheel drive system, all that good stuff you can look at on the digital display. Now, as far as our infotainment is concerned, the screen is a little bit kind of smaller maybe than the Mazda, but the Ford Sync 3 system is awesome. You've got your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can get everything just kind of plugged in. Again, very similar to the Mazda. Everyone is really running the same Apple CarPlay, Android Auto these days. The backup camera, there's a little button on here you can press. So when you're stopped, you can click that. You can see how close you are, whether that's your front camera or the backup camera. Pretty cool, makes it very, very usable if you're parking in a tight spot, or maybe you can't quite see what's around you. If there's kid stuff in the garage you're trying to see, just a little click of the button there and you can see what's going on. Now again, with our phone, there is storage down here. This trim doesn't have the wireless charging, but it is available. You've got a little storage cubby underneath the screen here. There's USBs all over. They've got them here. You've got one in the armrest. There's USBs in the back, as well as a standard household plug, which lets everyone in the car be able to charge all their devices, whether, like I said, you're going on a road trip or just bopping around town. Makes it very easy. Now, one of the things that does free up a lot of space in here is, unlike the Mazda CX-5 with the conventional shifter, this has the little dial. So you can just go to reverse, neutral, drive, and then that gives you room for the cup holders, more space for your phones and other stuff you can store down here. And then this one has a lot of different off-road modes. So whether that's the base Bronco Sport or whether you move up to the Badlands and other ones, it goes, I think, between 5 and 7 different GOAT modes. So that's goes over any terrain. So you can kind of scroll through some of these. It'll change on your digital display here: normal, eco, sport, and then slippery, mud and ruts, sand, and then there is a rock crawl mode. So if you do plan on doing any off-roading, the Bronco Sport might have the edge here versus where the Mazda CX-5 might be a little bit better on-road. But I mean, overall, a lot of the same equipment. So you've got the heated seats in here, and then this one is going to have the push button start, same as the Mazda CX-5. Now, as far as room is concerned, there's a lot of headroom in the Bronco, which I really like. I'm 6'1", so with these mid-size SUVs, it's nice to have a lot of headspace. I like the visibility out of this vehicle as well. And I mean, overall, there's a lot of similarities between the two. So kind of comparing each one, like I said, this one's maybe more set up for the off-roading, where that one's going to be set up more for on-road. Both are going to have very similar space, whether that's in the second row or as the cargo room is going to be concerned. Again, you can fold the seats down on both, or you can leave them up, and you do get quite a bit of cargo space out of not only the Mazda CX-5, but also the Bronco Sport. So if you don't need the third row SUV, you're not looking for a giant SUV to haul the family around, but you need something for just day-to-day use that's going to get great fuel economy, it's going to have a ton of style on the exterior, and be very usable on and off-road, I think you gotta check out the CX-5 and the Bronco Sport and see which one might be best for you. Okay, so that was just a quick look at the Mazda CX-5 and the Ford Bronco Sport. Now, if you'd like more information or to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by any one of our dealerships. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.